संगत जी, आज के सत्संग की शुरुआत करते हैं और इनवाइट करते हैं सचिन तनेजा अंकल को। सचिन अंकल प्लीज आएं और सत्संग की शुरुआत करें।
Right. So I'm Sachin Taneja, and I met Guruji. I was introduced to Guruji, or Guruji came into my life. Actually, that's more apt by saying about 20 years ago. I was married to a lady called Shona, and we were expecting our second child. My father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, he came one day to the hospital, and in the hospital there was a situation where Shona was in a dire straits of having the baby with a lot of complications, and the complications were such that there was a amniotical fluid in the uterus that keeps the baby healthy and surrounded with the food and everything that goes into the supply. And we used to monitor that amniotic fluid almost every day by doing the ultrasounds and everything else. And it was a very tough pregnancy for Shona. And for all of us around Shona, the family and everybody else, because for a certain period of time, the amniotic fluid in the sac kept depleting, and we needed the amniotic fluid to be in the uterus till the time the baby was sufficiently had the number of weeks required for the pregnancy. So my father-in-law came one day to the hospital and said that he had met up with a gentleman who knew Guruji and his grace and his chamatkar, as one would say, that we can go and confess our pain and our suffering, and Guruji is there to help us relieve that and take us on the right path. And obviously there was this issue of Guruji's and whatever else was at that time, our belief being in a different zone. Anyway, my father-in-law went with his friend on one of Guruji's nights at Mehrauli, and sure enough, Guruji met up with my ex-father-in-law and had said that, listen, I know you've come with this problem, but what you do is you come on a Thursday because your daughter's day is on a Thursday. So he was quite stunned that why would Guruji call him on a Thursday. So anyway, he said, get your daughter's photograph and kind of a copper vessel, and I shall meet you on a Thursday. Come any Thursday. So I think so this must have been on a Sunday, or they used to have it whenever he used to go. And he came back and he told us about this, and we obviously were skeptical about the whole thing, and the doctors were there and everything, and they said, listen, no harm, let's try it out. And I still remember that it was a very critical night on Monday, though he was to go on the following Thursday. So on Monday we had this amniotical fluid test, and it was coming into a low, it was 120 units. That's supposed to have been the right amount of fluid in the uterus, and it kept going down to 100 and kept going down to 90 and then to 80, and by the time it was Wednesday, it was on a critical situation, and we hadn't reached the required time for the baby to mature enough for delivery or even a premature delivery. So we were very concerned, and then came Thursday, and my father-in-law went to Guruji's satsang on Thursday, and I guess that's where the blessing happened. And on Friday morning, everything was normal. I mean, the amniotic fluid was back to 120, and I still remember Dr. Khurana from Defense Colony. He's supposed to be one of the most sought after doctors and radiology and everything. He was stunned. He said, listen, there's been a godly intervention and I don't believe this has gone back to normal because we've been monitoring this for a good 2 months and it is hardly ever stable at 120. And sure enough, on Friday morning, it was all okay. We got another, I think so, 3 weeks more with the baby being in the stomach. And sure enough, came out a nice, healthy baby girl who is now 20 years old. And since then, we've been going to Guruji and, we love him and we believe in what he has to offer and the pain and the suffering that he takes away from people. And then started our journey with Guruji, going every Thursday to the satsang and the sangat and meeting the sangat and connecting with the sangat and creating a bond harmony with the sangat and cherishing all the love and the gifts and the generosity of Guruji by him giving us prasad and love and care and then actually started the most interesting phase of our life. We had now a baby boy before and a girl who was born with his blessing. And sure enough, we were having a great time, great life. And I personally and my ex-wife, who's ex now, sorry, we had one of the most glorious times. And I would define the time as ash. Ash in the sense that हमने आज तक जितनी भी ऐश करी है, it is all thanks to Guruji under his guidance. Now I'll explain it further how it means under his guidance. So after having the 2 babies and the babies growing up and everything being nice and hunky-dory and work doing very well and great life and everything else, we used to love going to Guruji before going out to a party. I'll be very honest with you. So we used to pack our, party clothes in the car at the back, and we used to leave at about 7 o'clock, go to Guruji's sangat, have our darshan, take his blessings, come back into the car, change our clothes in the car, and then start partying out at night. So it was such a event for us that we used to start at 7. We used to focus on Guruji, his blessing, his love and his care, and then we used to go carefree to a party and really have a good time. And I really want to say this, that the parties that actually I went to when I used to go to Guruji's, I used to have more fun than actually when I used to go without Guruji's darshan and blessing. But anyway, that's the fun part of Guruji giving us that love and the care and the carefree attitude that we can have, because we know he's right there for us every time. And so another very interesting episode is that whenever we used to go abroad, we used to book our tickets or make a plan or whatever else was there, and we used to head to Guruji's, either with the children or when we used to go together as a couple or whatever. And we used to, have our langar and do some dhyan and everything else, and then go dive at Guruji's feet and say, Guruji, we are heading to Europe. So he used to say, Ja, ash kar, ash. The strange part of it is that apart from what he said, ash kar, to me, every time I met him, he didn't say anything else. He just said ash kar. So I did ash. I had a ball. We went partied, we went holidays, we went everywhere. And we kept doing this for good 5-7 years, and every year or every twice a year or thrice a year when we used to go for holidays, we used to go to Guruji, dive onto his feet, smell his, the cologne that used to come out from his feet, feel blessed and say, Guruji, hum to Europe ja rahe hain, bye bye. So he says, jao, ash karo. Damn good, yeah, this is great fun. Have a ball, get blessings. I really felt this. I really want to give something back to Guruji. What can I do for Guruji, who's given me so much of love and affection? And that ash that I did with him was, I couldn't repay back. There was no way I could repay back. So I quietly humbled down and I went with the flow. And then a very strange incident happened in our lives. So I remember we were heading to Italy for a holiday, and the children and me and Shona, and I applied for visa, and I get a call from the visa section that, listen, they've lost my photographs. It's like very surprised that Italian embassy losing a photograph of this thing. So they said, sorry, we can't give you a visa. We lost your photograph. Come after 3 days and resubmit your application. I said, okay, fine. Then we get a call from the people who we had booked our tickets and all from, that there's some issue with your ticketing and whatever else, you can't go. Right, and at that particular time, you have to replan your visit. We said, okay, again. So, with some other complication not falling in place, things not working right, I just couldn't fathom what was happening. And, with this ash attitude that I always had, that, Guruji is with me, so nothing can go wrong, which actually it didn't, but till this time. So we decided, yeah, let's meet Guruji and, find out, let's get some questions on and answers on why this Italy trip of ours is not working. So we went to Guruji and we waited till the last, if you remember our old Sangat, if you had something really, really important, you had to wait right till the end. Otherwise, the guys who had some smaller problems or stuff like that, they used to go before and then run away and all. So we decided this time that, listen, we're going to be the last guys. So we sat next to DJ uncle, the Siddharji uncle who used to play the 2-in-1 with the song that was actually just playing before this. So we went and sat next to DJ uncle and we chatted with him, and then everybody went one by one and did their pranam and everything else, and they left. And our turn came and we went to meet Guruji and said, Guruji, we've decided to go to Italy. He said, nahi. Wait, nahi? Okay, fine. Nahi jana. Okay, we won't go here. Fine. Also, no visa, no tickets, no nothing has happened. Anyway, Guruji is also saying, don't go. Fine. We went home. That was the sad moment of our lives, because 2 or 3 days after that, Guruji was no more, and we went to AIIMS and we bid him farewell, and that was a situation where I felt that he didn't want us to go because he wanted us to be there at that time. So, ironies of life, the love and affection, the bonhomie with Guruji and his Sangat, uncanny. There's nothing more powerful than your prayer to him. You get your own answers whenever you need, whenever you have any questions in any field in life. And I'm a great bhakt of Guruji and will continue to be there, and wish him all the best wherever he is. And that's all I thought I'll share with you all today. And I feel that whatever you believe in, you can do, because Guruji is there to look after you, show you the path, and give you the right signal at the right time. So thanks you all. Is there anything else I can do? Thank you very much.